Now I'm going to model how to code and annotate digitally as you read. Using this digital annotations chart, you will code the text. You will highlight yellow for main ideas and key details. If you have any questions about the text, you will underline that part of the text in pink. If you have a connection, maybe something you agree or disagree with, or something that is interesting or surprising, you will highlight in green. And then any new or important vocabulary, you will highlight in blue. After we are done coding using this color system, you will then write at least one comment using one of the sentence stems on the right-hand side of the chart. Now let's read together and I will model how to code and annotate digitally. Historical background: the cause of the Boston Massacre. One night on March 5th, 1770, the tension in Boston due to British troops and dissatisfied colonists ended up in an incident now called the Boston Massacre. There are numerous accounts of what happened that night. As a result of the incident, 5 civilians died. 3 died that night and 2 others died later. The people who died were Crispus Attucks, an African American, Samuel Gray, James Caldwell, Samuel Maverick, and Patrick Carr. Some say the incident was a British response to a mob rioting, while others believe the soldiers attacked the colonists who were just minding their own business. The event was popularized after Paul Revere made an engraving, or a painting, entitled The Bloody Massacre in King Street. Paul Revere used the Boston Massacre event as propaganda to get colonists to support independence from Great Britain. Other historical accounts and the trial itself portray a different depiction of the events. One of the 9 British regulars charged during the 2 Boston Massacre trials, out of the 9 that were charged, 2 were found guilty, and Preston, who was the captain, and 6 others were acquitted or let go. Great. Now that I've read, let's use the digital annotation chart to highlight and code the text. I'm going to start with vocab. That is blue. I saw the word propaganda, and I know that's one of our vocabulary words for today's lesson, so I'm going to highlight that blue. So they're saying Paul Revere's drawing was propaganda, and one of the main ideas, which I'll highlight in yellow, is that he used that drawing to get colonists to support American independence from Great Britain. Great. Now I'm going to pick another main idea, and maybe I'll find one question I have in pink. So it says one main idea that I found is that some say that this was a British response to a mob, while others say the soldiers attacked the colonists who were just minding their business. So my question is, what really happened? Was it a response to the mob, or were the soldiers attacking the colonists? So I'm just going to write, this will be my annotation. I'll use the text box. And I'm going to make that pink because that is the color of questions. I'm just going to write on the side, add it over here. So my question is, did the soldiers attack the colonists, or were they responding to an angry mob? So that is my one question. Did the colonists start this, or did the soldiers start it? Okay. All right. Now, highlighter away. Let's go back to my digital annotations chart. I did vocabulary. I wrote a question. My question is, who started this? Was it the colonists or the soldiers? Now I'm going to make a green connection. I'm going to try to find something that is surprising or interesting to me and highlight that in green. Something that's surprising is that there are numerous accounts of what happened. 5 civilians did die. I do find it interesting that different accounts tell a different story of the events. So that is something I find interesting. I'll put a star there. Great. So now I've modeled how to digitally annotate and code as you read. You will do this for 2 different portrayals of this event, the British perspective and the colonist perspective. You can always refer back to the slide and the digital annotations chart so you understand. Make sure you write one question or sentence using the sentence stems and that you highlight according to these colors. Main ideas, yellow. Questions, pink. Any connections or things you find interesting or surprising, green. And then highlight new vocabulary, blue.